Another big box. In this case, not because of the gifts or anything like that that's in it, because I don't think there are any. No, this is getting into some big building now. We're getting into some of our final stages. Better stay tuned. This is your Geek Fix. So, once again, we've not got a lot of space, as you can see from our last project. There's a lot of parts that we're still working on. But are getting put together now and turning into even bigger parts. This box is pretty large because we have a lot of big pieces basically. So right off the bat we have this big piece right here, which we are familiar with. We have one other part, we didn't do anything with it last time. Then we have another, and our last I should say, section to our base. And then we have, oh wow, talk about big parts. Look at that chest piece, so cool. And then let's see here, what is this? Oh, this is all the details that are inside of that chest piece. I meant to say chest piece, not chest piece, chest piece. And then wow, I don't even know what those are, but very cool. A lot of details. What's this? I haven't received anything like this for a little while. Dear Modeler, we have Fanhome next on the... Wait, what? So this is a letter saying that they're increasing the price per issue by $1. That would be about $4 per box. So interesting. I hadn't heard that. Of course, I've got several boxes. If they weren't just sending them to me, I think I would notice if they were charging me more. Then we've got issues 71 through 74, and of course our base. And then put that over there. And so these issues get into more of the history of Iron Man. They feel thicker too for some reason. We get into Doctor Strange, who is actually one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe, and had the plan to go as Doctor Strange this year to a couple of cons. So hopefully that happens this year. We're also getting into some of the other armor, including a submarine armor, if you didn't know that that was a thing. So starting off with issue 71. Ooh, the base started to fall there. We've got, like I mentioned, the other half of, I think it's part of the bottom of the base, but so those two sticking together would look something like that, right? And then we also have some parts they included with that. I don't have to worry about my screws because those are all inside the plastic and not just loose in the bag. I appreciate that too. Like last time though, I think just to keep all the parts safe, I'm gonna keep them in the plastic over here on my base. And what I'm starting with, and I'm gonna be using some parts that we previously got and had just kind of sitting around. So some of those parts that we need to bring back include 33D, which will be one of these two parts right here. And what else do we have here? We've also got a ball joint, which is right here. I think we're going to be using both of those actually now to look at it. So I'll just set them both right here. And then ball joints I think are going with those. And then we've been given a couple of new pieces. Also need these kind of triangular parts right here. And two. Alright. Scooby 2. Alright. So, starting with, I want to start with 33D of these. And so, it should have that listed somewhere on here. Right? I mean, you would think so. I don't think they're identical, but they might be. They might be identical. Oh, there it is. Oh. Not seeing it. So I'm going to guess that these are identical, and we're just going to roll with it. I think these ball joints are also identical, but I don't know. Let's look at the numbers on those. Any numbers? No. Usually too, they'll tell you where to find the number if there is, so I'm assuming it doesn't matter which one we use for the most part. But I'm going to be taking that, I'm going to stick it through here like this, just like that, and pull it through, so then you can see this ball joint is just like that right there. Then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take it, flip it over, and these parts right here, I'm going to be hooking into this part right here. So you can see how it fits right into there, like that. And then we're supposed to be using some screws, which are our LP screws, which is all that they gave me this time, and there's a lot of them. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up and sit it over here. And we will see what happens here. Whoops. Okay. Okay. So put that on top of there. It doesn't matter the direction. And then seeing it down through the hole, screwing it in, just like so. And nice and, whoops, nice and tight. Yee. Because I'm screwing plastic into plastic, I can only do so much. Here comes another one. Gonna put that one right there. Also, plastic to plastic. All right, that one I can tell a little bit easier when it was tight enough. Okay, so there we go. We got one down. Then guess what we do next? Yeah, that's right, same thing. Gonna be taking this, putting it through here so the ball falls like that, and then taking this part right here, flipping it onto here, and then screwing, whoops, and screwing a couple screws right on into those holes. Just like, oops, just like that. Okay. Like I said, I don't know that I need to go too far in. And number 2 is going in there. Okay, 2 screws in 2 holes, and there they are. All right. Oh boy, now we're finally getting into these big black pieces that have Iron Man on the 2 sides like that. I'm going to be taking this here, and I'm going to be putting them together like chat, like that. And then I need to get these parts, whoops, are over here. And hopefully no other ones. Nope, doesn't look like it. And apparently I'm taking these, which are like this right here, and we're just kind of sticking them over these pegs that are along here. Whoops. It doesn't overlap or latch in another way, which would be nice, like it does on other parts of the base. But we're just gonna be screwing these down again using those same screws. That's why we were given so many of these screws. Maybe I want to start in the middle. Let's start in the middle, shall we? So, putting that down into here. Am I wrong? Have we done all this just in one magazine so far? This is a pretty good box. I like this one. All right. And boom. There he is. Kind of cool looking. You could almost just look at it for what it is already. And it'd be pretty neat. So, that finishes off that issue. There was a lot of stuff in that issue. But that brings us to issue number 72 now, which maybe it's going to have just as much. I don't know. It is. It does have a part that I'm very interested in. Let's see. It's not that one. It's this one right here. This huge one. Look how big that is. That's just the chest piece. Kind of looks more like a Black Panther part or Bucky's chest, the armor from his chest. But ooh, and there's these rails that I think are for the stand, for making him stand up. Oh, I think I just figured out what that other hole is for. It's not a button. It is for when I still had parts left over last time. That's disappointing. There. 2 parts, in fact. I feel like I need to go back and double check. Just make sure we weren't supposed to use anything else. Oh, I was! Shoot. I forgot a part. On here, on the inside, these little black pieces right here, they slide in just to lock it. So, just like this, right? And so that should essentially hold it in place really nicely, unless you didn't do it right, like I didn't. In which case, it would be harder to get it on. But that could have also been just to hold it on during the assembly phase, but. Okay. You're supposed to be about halfway. Okay. Sorry about that. Almost got it wrong. Okay. Slide this part over here for a minute. I'll use that for my stand. I'm going to be bringing out, once again, this piece. Look at that. Isn't that cool? All metal. Putting that down. Also, bringing over a piece that you can probably tell what it's made for, what's going to be going inside of it, which I got to figure out where it even is on the table, but somewhere on this table there's his arc reactor, and yeah, and we're going to be attaching that with some EM screws. So got IP, ooh, they got some little sticky things, EMs. Got 3, so that means we're using 2. And it fits on, it can only go on in one direction, really. So you can tell which direction it is because of the parts. So I'm going to be putting it on just like so, okay, like that. And then we're screwing in the screws. I'm screwing it into metal this time, so I'm gonna go tight. And a little more torque here. There we go. All right, we did it. Everybody, we did it. Now, there's another little piece here, which we're going to be bringing around. It looks like this right here. And then there's also a piece that looks like this. Now, I'm aware already of how this mechanism works. It will seem crazy. It will seem like it's poorly designed, but honestly, everyone that's done it couldn't believe how well it worked in the end. So, we're just gonna believe in the magic, and the idea is I'm gonna drop this straight through this right here, like that, okay? And then I am going to be sticking it down onto these little pegs right here and attaching those, hopefully by the same screw so I don't have to take my finger off of it. We are using, here we go, IP screws. Damn it. Gotta get out the IP screws then. Going through a little bit. There we go. Okay, I can guide it. And then sticking on the other one, that. Okay, that's it. This piece right here is going to be pushing on my button that is right here for turning on and off that light. So, so that's what essentially it's supposed to be able to do. I don't get it sticking in yet, but of course I'm going to try it anyways. just to ruin the magic. So that means if I push on this, it should turn it on, right? Just like that. And when I push on it again, it will turn it off. See? Pretty straightforward. Anyway, now on the next page we get to start to assemble part of the stand, the portion that helps him to stand up. These are also full metal, and so it seems fairly straightforward, but basically what you're doing is we're just hooking these together just like this, just like that. And then they gave us a bag that has two really thin parts. They're so thin they have disappeared. Here they are, right here, right there. I'm gonna put those right here. And there's three, luckily, again, that they gave us, so if I screw up, we'll know. All we're gonna be doing is just pushing those through into here, okay? So just like this. I'm gonna try and press it in, because if I have it lined up right, push it all the way through. Oh, there it goes. There goes one. I'm going to use this to push it a little bit. And it looks like I even got it into it all the way, but now that that one's in, can the other one go in more easily? Yep, sure enough. All right, it's now locked together perfectly. But then there's another piece, it looks like. What? 72H. Huh? What? Where's 72H? So we got 72. Yeah, and it shows it. It's like stickers. 2 stickers. I hate these stickers. Whenever they send stickers, I just know that they're gonna go missing. It probably slid out, or it's underneath the magazine. Last time I was editing, I realized that a part went missing only because it fell underneath the magazine. I mean, if worse came to worse, I could always use electrical tape or something maybe. I don't know. I'm sure it's, I don't know. It's fine. So, alright. That brings us now to number 73. And 73 is right. Let's see here. I love how much we're working on the chest now. Wow. There's some pretty cool features. Oh my gosh, is that the stickers I was looking for? No. There's just other black stickers, I guess. They do have the texture that basically would be the same as electrical tape or foam. I don't know. So I might just deal with that later. I know where that's goes. I'm gonna stick it right there. There you go. Okay. Ooh. Got a spring, which means that we're gonna be doing something difficult. All right. And then what we're gonna do next here is we're gonna pull out this piece right here, and then we also have a couple of kind of greebly parts, which are hard to take out of the plastic apparently. 1, 2, 3. These parts right here. And so we're going to be just fastening those onto here, just going to add to the detail. And it appears that the way that that is done is this direction. Like that. Yep. And like this. Just here. Just like that. Right there. See that? And then, whoops, I'm trying to hold those into place a little bit. And then I'm going to be using my IP screws, which I had some leftovers, but we're using fresh this time. IP screws are right here. I'm going to be using those IP screws to attach these parts. So I'm going to just hold them on this side, flip it over, and see if I can get these on here without losing my parts. So one goes right here. And then I'm going to put another one, whoops, right across the way from it so I can hold on the other part while I screw them both on. And perfect. And then that'll make it easier now for me to get the other two parts screwed on. One there and one right here. Just like that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Something is not connecting, maybe. There we go. All right, there we go. So now we've got that part put together. Next, we're going to be taking this kind of, I think this is another collar piece. It is the collar piece, actually, right here. We're going to be attaching this onto there, right like so. And then flipping it over, and we're connecting that also using the IP screws, so I don't have to open up another set. That's always nice. Just like that. Very cool. Like that. Love how fast this is going. In fact, it's just going to go faster here in 3 seconds. I'm going to bring back around this piece that we were just working on a few minutes ago. And now we're going to be attaching that to here, just like this. Oh, that's so cool. Again, you probably wouldn't know just from looking at it at the moment that this is Iron Man. It looks like other MCU figures, but so holding that in place now, just like that, I'm going to be flipping it over using more IP screws, which is great. And this is screwing metal to plastic, so again, I'm going to do it nice and tight. Worry about it breaking. That's the end of my IP screws. Well, except for the extra one that they always send you, which again is highly appreciated. Right. And look at that. So cool. So, oh my gosh, we're still going. We're still in the same magazine and we're still going. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking these giant pieces that are in here. They'll look like this. I mean, really big, all metal, black parts, as well as this spring right here that looks like that. And oh, I know what this is. This isn't for the Iron Man figure. This continues with what goes on here. So usually when you have these figure stands and you have a post like this, you also have something that can grab onto the figure, and that's what this is. So we're going to be putting it together now. I don't know how I feel about it being metal, actually. I know it's going to be holding a metal figure, but my concern is I know that when it's plastic or rubber, at least I don't have to worry about it ruining the paint job. So I don't know. We'll see how this looks afterwards. It looks like what we're doing first. Ooh, there's a piece that I don't have. Oh no, there is a piece I have. These pieces. Oh, well, this answers my question I just had, doesn't it? So we are going to try to soften those up, it looks like, using these parts right here. So, at the same time, do they go around the edge? It doesn't look like it. Looks looks like they just go up to the edge basically. Okay, so I'm going all the way along here, trying to line it up just like so. There we go. And then I need another one. Again, they gave me 3, I only need 2, so if I do mess up one, but you can kind of see where it's supposed to end, so it's right there. Alright, good, I've done that. Now comes my spring part. So the spring part goes on to this piece right here, the one that has the little sticky addy. I'm going to be putting that spring on so that, let's see which side's on the top. This side is on the top, so I'm going to put it like this, I guess. Sliding it into there a little bit. And then sticking the other part right on top. Secure the bracket with 1 GM screw. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the screwdriver just so I'm ready for it, just like that. Okay, there is a groove for each of the parts of the screws, so you're kind of lining them up, and if you do it right, that will make it nice and flexy. So that's the idea there. And I can now stick this GM screw right on there, just like this, and tighten it. So then they won't come apart anymore, just like that. Then I'm going to use that little piece that I mentioned, and what you can do on here is you can take it and just stick it into the, there's like two prongs here. You take it and stick it into any of those 2 holes, just like so, I guess, and it becomes stationary. Then I can put it onto my figure and hold him, or I can adjust it to another level. Oh, okay. I get it now. I got the directions wrong. Actually, you're supposed to use this part. So this is actual individual stand. I thought it went to the bottom of the other thing. It's actually its own stand. So I should be able to take this, slide it into there. Oh, that makes sense. This is pretty tall. I mean, look how tall that is. It starts to give us an idea of how tall he is. But at any rate, I think, I don't know exactly where the waistline is going to be, but probably, let's see. Whoa. Yeah, look at that. Man, that means his waistline, the top of this is actually about where his waistline would be. So if I put it on the highest peg, that's just his waist right there, which means the rest of them would be up here. That is wild. But at any rate, okay, so with that, I'm gonna put that over there, and that brings us on to number 74, which is right here. And in 74, grabbing this, which is kind of straightforward. It looks like we got one part, and there are some loose screws. There we go. Hopefully nothing else. And beautiful. This, look at that. How cool is that? It's fairly straightforward what we're doing. So actually, still have this chest piece here, and then we're just taking this right here and we're putting it on the bottom like this. And so, whoops, snap it in. There we go. Just like that. And so, that would look like that. And then I gotta flip it over. And I'm gonna use these screws right here to be able to screw those in. It looks like I need 4. It doesn't look like I have that many screws it came with. And sure enough, that's it for that. Changing the page. Yep, it just shows what I just barely did. So got that part put together, and of course, let's see here, where is it? This part would just slide right into here eventually. I know they don't want me doing that in advance, but look at that. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. That is pretty. Pretty cool. That's what that is. So, at any rate, then that brings us to the next stage of our stand. Oh, and the last stage. I guess this is the last one. Right there. Look at that. This piece right here is the one that I'm using. I don't remember if they Seems like in the past they always put the screws up inside of it, but not this time. Okay. That piece right there, that piece right here. We already know how this goes. It's always the question of just which screws go into which part. So for the first part, the HM screws are the ones I'm going to be putting in, followed by IM screws. Now, I guess that my future things we're going to be doing with this will be putting in the electronics, but not just yet. So, there it is. Look at that. Look how huge that is. It's heavy. This is all, except for the white pieces and the piece right here in the center for some reason. The rest of it is all metal. So, has good heft to it. And I'm going to put that right there. Want to thank Fanhome for providing us with this model to be able to review, but they also gave us a promo code. So if you're interested in purchasing this, use the code Tony Stark. Also, I'll continue to review these as they come out. So if you can't get it, you can also experience this by proxy. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below. Keep watching. This is your Geek Fix.